ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series. It's presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And today from Williamsport, it's Iowa taking on New York, Des Moines, Iowa, and Staten Island, New York. And Dick's Sporting Goods will provide our coverage all week long, 11 full days of it. The Mid-Atlantic champion out of Staten Island will take on the Midwest champ. And the Grandview Little League out of Des Moines, Iowa. They will be the visiting team. They will hit first. So you got 16 teams, 8 from across the globe, from places as far away as South Korea, in danger of losing their first game to Puerto Rico on ESPN. Teams from Japan, Spain, Australia, and the 8 teams from the United States. Along with David Ross, I'm Carl Ravitch. Julie Foudy will join us in just a minute. Rossi has been fired up for this thing. I'm trying to think like when the actual fired up started. It may have been when you left last year. Like, you've been ready for this for a year.
Man, this is my favorite event we do. I left here last year, only got 5 days in, and I was reading these bios last night. Like, couldn't wait to get to wait to get to this day. It's an exciting time, man. This is fun. So
this is like Dancing with a Star, dude. You're big in Chicago, World Series champ, and this is like
it, man. This is where it all starts. It brings back so many great memories for me, and I think for a lot of these families, and they travel from all over the country, like you said, and the world, and it's just a fun time to be a part of baseball right now. This is great.
All right, let's get more from Julie on what this matchup means.
Well, we have a special player at first base, John Jr. Calabrese. He's got an interesting backstory, guys. And his father actually passed away tragically 4 years ago with a virus that suddenly attacked his heart. His brother happens to be the manager of this Mid-Island Little League team, Joe Calabrese. And Joe said, look, I felt it was my responsibility to take John Jr. under my wing. I applied for a waiver with Little League. They gave it to me, so now he's been playing with us for the last 4 years. So fast forward 4 years, John Jr. and Uncle Joe have been waiting for this moment for 4 years, and they said, we are playing for John. And John Jr. for sure is playing for his dad. And we have a Calabrese crew here of 30 plus that traveled in from Staten Island that are supporting. They're playing for John here this week.
Thank you, Julie. Yeah, bittersweet story to get all the way here to the Little League World Series and have your dad looking down at his brother and his son. All right, so this team got here by virtue of a perfect game. Gregory Bruno, who's at short, pitched it, so he's not even on the mound today for the team from Staten Island. It's Steven Martinez.
Well, I tell you, that's how deep this Staten Island team is. You've got a guy that basically threw 2 shutouts in the regional play, 1 perfect game, and now you go to another guy in Steven Martinez, who the coaches say is their best all-around athlete.
Yeah, that was Bruno. He'll be at shortstop. That's where Martinez played in the perfect game. Didn't get any balls. Our first pitch fouled back off the bat of Connor DeWong, the center fielder, leading things off for this Grandview Little League out of Des Moines.
Coming out swinging. I love it. Connor, let's get this party started.
5'3", 124-pounder. He's a 12-year-old, nicknamed CD. And to second base. That's Chris Bedford. And just like that, after 2 pitchers, there's 1 out.
Heavy hitting the fastball right there. Just jammed him a little bit. Soft ground ball to second base. I love it. How close we are to the action here, Carl. This is so much greater than these major league parks where you're in a big booth way up top. I mean, we're right on top of this action.
You are right on top of it, right above home plate. I got Rossi here, feel good about any foul balls that come up this way as Maddox O'Connor, the shortstop, steps in, the number 2 hitter, and the fastball is a little high. This is the first Grandview team to qualify since 1980. They like to play the old Lee Township card against the entire world, and they had to win 4 straight elimination games at their regional. That's just foul down the third baseline. They lost their first game. You know how hard that is? No one backs against the wall. We lose again, we're out. They won 4 straight elimination games.
Well, it tells you a lot about the character of the group. We got this great fans here. You see a lot of support for this Midwest team out of Iowa, and these kids fought their way back and are so excited to be here.
1 bounced, and now 2-1. Talk about the experience that they've had already getting here. When the team from Iowa arrived, they quickly immersed themselves in the culture of the Japanese kids. They started running around with their bandanas that they were given from the kids from Japan. And another one popped up here.
That's one of Maddox's things. said he couldn't wait to get here to Little League experience just to meet all the guys, the different kids from around the world, and meet new people. What a great experience it is, and we'll walk you through that as we go on. But that dorm up there is a pretty special place where these kids all come together.
2-2 on the way to the 12-year-old. That one misses 3 and 2 at 5'1", 128.
Got a Cubs fan in the house. I'm just going to throw that out there.
He's a big Javi Baez fan.
I was sending a lot of text messages to the boys back at Wrigley. Got a lot of Cubs fans on this Midwest team.
Stands to reason. Iowa related with the Cubs, so he walks. He cut his hair like Javi Baez's. He's big into the swag. Who wouldn't be?
Just like Javi. If you like Javi, you got to like a little swag.
One of the better players now on the Grandview Little League team, the first baseman, Blake Larson, also one of their 3 pitchers. And this one right back to the pitcher, could be 2. Martinez, Bruno, double play. Great to have a guy that plays shortstop on the mound usually. Martinez fielded that beautifully, and a great throw to Bruno to help make that happen.
Well, it doesn't get much cleaner than this. I mean, come back to the pitcher, and this is usually the hardest throw. Shovels his feet perfectly, and a great turn there by Bruno. We know Bruno can throw strikes right in the chest to first baseman John Jr. That was awesome. I love seeing double plays in Little League.
1-6-3 double play, as the pitching mound, of course, 46 feet away, the base path's 60 feet away. So turning a double play is a very difficult thing to do, given the bases are fairly close. You got some good athletes. Larson can get down the line, but instead, a 1-6-3 double play to retire the side for Iowa.
Look at that. That is beautiful, isn't it? If you're not here, you're missing out, people. This is amazing. We were driving in today talking about how much fun this was, and driving down that hill and seeing this beautiful stadium. And we've got new scoreboards and a packed house here. Game 1 for the U.S. Got the new scoreboards there from the Easton Foundation. All digital. How about that?
It's big league. I mean, that is just the next step in terms of how big league the place feels when you get here. And then you see a large video scoreboard over the left field hill, and given that we haven't had any rain yet, it's still good sledding. It'll get a little better when the rain comes in, and we may get some of that tomorrow. We get a little muddy.
Oh yeah.
Get that dirt.
I packed my bathing suit this year just for that reason, so I don't mess up my nice clothes.
Smart play. That's learning. That's Rossi. That's why he was one of the great catchers.
No rookie anymore.
No. Can't sneak the cheese by a rat. But for these boys, you're talking about kids that. It's funny you talk about, I've dreamt about getting to Williamsport. I mean, that started about 4 or 5 years ago. It's not like they're 40-year-old people who've been dreaming about this. This is started 5 years ago. These kids have been playing generally together since they were 6, 7, 8, and now here they are in their 11, 12, and 13 years. And it's sometimes hard to believe that this place is actually real. It's such a wonderful place. Division at a glance. This is all a division of Little League International. You have 16 teams, which we talked about at the top. 8 international teams, 8 United States teams. Boys and girls are 9 to 13. That'll change next year, as we'll basically phase out 13-year-olds. It'll be all 12 and 11s. 6-inning game. The field, I mentioned, 46 from the mound, 60 down the base paths. And everybody that is in a uniform and is healthy will get into the game with the minimum mandatory play rule. So Brody Watson will be on the mound for this team from Grandview. And he's one of 3 I mentioned that will throw the ball. He's more of a breaking ball pitcher, and I think there's a little scouting going on. The Staten Island team is terrific hitting, especially when it comes to hitting fastballs.
Yeah, Brady's their ace. He can run it up there. Coaches say he's touched 80 before. All 3 of their stable pitchers, Blake Larson, Connor Duong, and Brody Watson here on the mound today, can absolutely pitch. That's going to be what they're going to ride and die with. They're going to rely on their pitching, and they're going to need Brody to have a great day today to take care of this great Staten Island team.
They'll be challenged. One thing you notice right off the bat, the outfield playing very shallow for Chris Bedford. Baby Bedford, the second baseman, the leadoff man. First pitch, 71 miles an hour, so there's some pretty good velocity. Push that mound back to 60 feet 6 inches. That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. There's the breaking ball. That's a good one, and ahead 0-2.
I know we're locked in on the pitcher, but the catcher right now, Braden Shutt, is rocking that catching gear.
Fastball up the middle in front of the center fielder, by the center fielder. Chris Bedford goes to second. He's going to hit third base, and he'll be in there standing up. What a start for Staten Island.
Well, you talked about it, 0-2. They've been watching a lot of Major League Baseball, trying to go fastball up here, and just gets on top of a great piece of hitting there by Bedford. And a tough read there for Connor, trying to read that line drive and come in and make a play. Didn't hold up quite enough for him, and the ball gets by him for a triple.
Gregory Bruno, first pitch behind the catcher. Here comes Bedford. Here's the play. Safe. 1-0 Mid-Island Little League.
The Staten Island group is fired up here. You can hear it in the stands all the way up here in the booth. These guys are fired up and ready to roll.
And a good idea. Braden Shutt's going to go out to the mound, talk to Brody Watson. So they've had an error by the center fielder, then a wild pitch. You're helping out a team that's a really good team.
Yeah, you got to make the plays. Connor diving for that ball. That's just one of those errors that just happened, trying to make a play in between. But right there, you got to keep your body language positive. You got to keep your guy fired up out there. Great visit there by the catcher, Shutt.
Gregory Bruno bats, and that one also goes to the backstop. Brody Watson looks into his dugout. This is the type of environment too, David, you got to consider as a 12, 13-year-old. You're on a mound like this. There's way more people than you played in front of. You know the TV cameras are on you.
Yeah, it's not an easy environment at all. And to control your emotions in this environment is one of the most difficult things I think there are to do. Even when you get older and play in front of bigger crowds, but when the stakes are this high and you're in the World Series, that's what matters.
If you're watching this game, the game on ESPN has been tied. South Korea rallies in the top of the sixth to even the score against Puerto Rico that had a 2-0 lead into the last. And now it's 2-2, and South Korea's got two base runners on, first and second, with only one out.
Yeah. What?
Pitch to the perfect game guy, Gregory Bruno. Woo! That's getting ahead of a breaking ball.
That was nasty. A slide step breaking ball there. I don't know many people can hit that one.
He did it again, pulled the string on him, and Bruno, who knows a thing or two about great pitching, is struck out.
Slide step breaking ball starts right at the letters up and in and finishes at the knees. That is nasty. Back-to-back breaking balls, tight spin, good feel there from Watson on his breaking pitch to back those two pitches up and be consistent with them.
Big test here, Stephen Martinez.
Ball.
First pitch ball. There are going to be certain kids that you watch this tournament that kind of stand out as terrific players. Stephen is going to be one of those. Fastball in there for a strike. By all accounts from everybody on Staten Island, they'll tell you this guy is built to play baseball.
Ball.
Nice calm approach you can see right there. Seeing the ball early, shut that down really quick on that breaking ball.
This is a team that's unbeaten this season. They have gone 26-0 the last 2 years. They've never trailed in a game. I mean, think about how hard that would be for all the Little League coaches and players out there. In 2 years, they've never trailed in a game.
That's why their confidence are so high. You see their outscored opponents 26-4. That ain't even sniffing competition.
No.
And they've got the confidence coming in here because of guys at the plate right now. Guys like Martinez.
Rarely strikes out. And he pops that one to right field, fairly deep. Back goes Embry in the corner. Tough play, and he ran out of room.
Carl, I don't know about you, but that sounds just different off his bat. I mean, that's a loud noise coming off his bat, just different from the other two we've heard so far today. Listen at that. And you can tell he's got some confidence in there, just standing up as he hits that ball.
Another 3-2. Breaking ball, good pitch. He froze him, and a rare strikeout. Good job by Brody Watson to bounce back after that run to get Bruno and Martinez.
We talked about Martinez not striking out much. You see here, we were wondering about how this was going to match up. His coaches said this guy rarely strikes out. And you see Brody Watson there throwing that breaking ball. The strength of this Midwest team is going to be that pitching.
Here's Derek Mendez. First pitch misses away. Big D, and not as famous as Big Al.
Big D hits tanks, though. We know he hits tanks.
He doesn't hit dingers, but he hits tanks. Ball. Big Al's become famous. There's a good chance we see Big Al make his way to Williamsport. He was on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Of course, he plays for a team that made it to the regionals from New Jersey. With that terrific Jersey accent.
I hope I get to meet Big Al.
Oh, yeah.
There's some things you look forward to doing when you get here. You're like, I want to meet Big Al for sure. And Big D. Big D at the plate for sure. Watching him hit.
That didn't miss by much, but the count now in favor of the hitter, 3-1.
You know what stands out to me, Carl, is already, and we've seen it in the regionals, but just like Bruno, these guys mix their deliveries. They'll slide step, they'll pause. These guys have learned to throw the timing off of the hitter.
That one has popped up, left field, playable. Aiden Bennett right there for the out. Good job after a bumpy start. New York up 1-0.
The Little League World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, proud supporter of Little League and all youth sport, and in part by Audi.
My name is Aiden Bennett, and my favorite baseball player is Javier Baez.
My name is Matthew McRae Jr., and my favorite baseball player is Mike Trout.
My name is Cade Byers, and my favorite player is Joe Panic.
Hi, my name is Kobe Cooner, and my favorite player is Yadier Molina.
My name is Braden Shutt, and my favorite player is Yadier Molina.
My name is Connor DeWong, and my favorite player is Albert Almora Jr.
My name is Trent Tharp, and my favorite baseball player is Chris Bryant.
My name is Madison Connor, and my favorite baseball player is Javier Baez.
My name is Gage Schucher, and my favorite baseball player is Javier Baez.
My name is Blake Larson, and my favorite MLB player is Mike Trout.
My name is Jason Embry, and my favorite baseball player is Chris Bryant.
My name is Alex Stewart, and my favorite player is Wilson Contreras.
My name is Deshaun Childers, and my favorite baseball player is Javier Baez.
My name is Brody Watson, and my favorite baseball player is Wilson Contreras.
A lot of Cub love from that team from Iowa. As you take a look at the families of the boys and girls, what a commitment that the families have to make. This is sort of the one summer, if you're especially a 12 or 13-year-old, you commit to it. You know, you hope they end up here, but you're committed to it. There have been vacations that have been blown out because of how far these teams have gone, and every one of them would say we would trade this for everything. This is the ultimate destination for a little leaguer. And now Brody Watson bats. First pitch right by him.
Steven Martinez has got absolute fuel. He looks like he's handling the ball to Chris Cancel. That is close.
Ball. Pulled that one. I guess for a hitter, David, you know, you're 46 feet away. Last year you went down, sat in one of the almost the dugout area. You know, when do you have to start your swing for people that are kind of watching for the first time about this?
Yeah, that was my favorite thing I did last year. You're so close, and you realize how big these kids are, and you get up close and personal with them. And they're handing it there. You're almost pre-committed to the swing and trying to hold up some of these guys that have a little bit of faster hands are able to react a little bit later. But, you know, I feel like it was even close for me, and I'm used to 60 feet.
Ball. 2-2 to the Broadster at 5'9", 193. That's a swing. That's a swing, but the ball gets by the catcher, Cancel, and Watson down to first base.
Hey, you're on. Hey, you're on.
Ball in the dirt here, breaking ball, just gets by Cancel a little bit, short, spiked. Breaking ball from Martinez, just wasn't able to handle it. Tried to glove it, tried to keep it in front. Got to block that ball. It's so tough. We were just talking about how close that is. It's extremely difficult to anticipate that ball in the dirt and still be able to make it look good if it is a strike.
This is Alex Stewart. Next to bat for this team, the Grandview All-Stars out of Iowa. Think about the Midwest region: Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Minnesota. Since 2001, the Midwest has really struggled when they've gotten to Williamsport. They've gone 9-43, but this is a very confident team. The East Siders, where many of these kids are from, have a can-do attitude. It's got them this far. They have the pitching depth, which is a critical part of any Little League and the team's success. And they got 3 really good pitchers from Matt Kurnert, the manager.
Alex doesn't have a choice but to be a Cubs fan. His brother Ryan is named after Ryan Sandberg.
Boom.
Can't help that.
No.
No.
He's been to games at Wrigley 10 to 15 times. There's a chance, probably a really good chance. They saw.
Oh, Grandpa play?
They saw Grandpa play.
Got talking in the third person? Is that allowed first day?
Right center field, shallow. Center fielder's not going to get there. It's knocked down. Watson turns, stays, throw behind him. And boy, Brody Watson dove back in safely. The outfielders had a bit of a tough time reading the ball off these bats. As Logan Castellano came in quick, it died in front of him. And one of the things we've talked about this year, these new bats and the new bat standard, ball doesn't travel as far as it once did.
Definitely is not carrying, and you see there just dies right in front of Logan. He good effort after that ball, and then still keep it in front.
So a pinch hitter, Trenton Tharp, is going to bat now with 2 on. See if maybe with nobody out, he bunts. He squares to do it. They get the wheel play on as Bruno goes over to cover third in case Watson was thinking about running, with the third baseman Derek Mendez crashing in. The strategy early in a 1-0 game with New York on top.
They know they're going to have to rely on their pitching and defense. We talked to their coach, and he knows that's their game. They're not going to be able to hit with some of these teams, but they're going to rely on those horses we talked about earlier to pitch, and they're going to play small ball, it looks like, with Trenton Tharp here squaring around to bunt.
So while the manager talks to his hitter, the entire Staten Island team gets together on the mound. Nobody out, 2-0 count in the top of the second. A strikeout with a wild pitch led the base runner Watson to first, and then a single from Alex Stewart. Trenton Tharp way up on the plate. That one's in there for the first strike.
Good little meeting there from his teammates. Hey, slow down, telling Steven, relax, just throw strikes. He's trying to give you an out. Let's throw strikes and get an out. Make him execute. I don't think people realize how hard it is to bunt this close, coming off the bench. Really hadn't gotten the flow of the game, and Trent's in there trying to square around, and old Stevens handing it to the catcher.
2-2. Strike 3. Tharp didn't get a bunt down. He goes down, the first out of the inning. Second strikeout of the inning.
That was just gas after gas after gas. Reach back and a four-seamer, middle up, just let it eat right down the middle here, trying to give you an out, and this ball tends to climb.
Pinch hitter Gabe Schucher, look out, in on a ball away. Watson, he went halfway to third, and then he didn't advance anymore. Cancel picked it up and fell down, but everybody went back to their base.
Heads up base running, ready to run. Watson out there ready to go. If something were to happen, that ball just getting away, not quite enough. Cancel keeping it in front. Kicking towards the third base would have been a really easy play.
1-0 to Schucher. 1-1. He is pouring in fastball after fastball. That one around 92 from a major league mound. Gabe's a 13-year-old out of Merrill Middle School. That one misses to go 2-1. And breaking news, Gabe Schucher is one of the few kids that doesn't play that very wildly popular game, Fortnite.
Yeah, Bray, I said we have to, Little League's got to get a sponsor with that video game company. As many bios as I read, and how great. There's like a whole level to each team. I'm the third best player on the team. Right. I'm the fourth best player on the team. This is my favorite dance, and this is where I drop in.
I like to drop in, right?
Yeah.
Well, Gabe, we don't have to worry about any of that. Gabe Schucher doesn't play. He's a baseball guy.
Ball.
And he looks at one down, and he's worked himself into a nice 3-1 count with 2 on.
3-1.
Martinez looks up to that big scoreboard. You get a chance to see how many pitches you have thrown. He's thrown 9 in the first inning, and now 21 this inning, and the count goes full 3-2. On the corner, and he gets another strikeout. We got a chance for 4 strikeouts in the inning. He picked up his 3rd there, but the first one was accompanied by a wild pitch.
We've seen him throw a couple breaking balls he hadn't really had a feel for yet, and he's just reached back and grabbed that 4-seamer and let it eat, and he is absolutely carving right now. Just catcher set up middle, filling up the strike zone.
Cade Byers. First pitch in there. An interesting move, I think, by Matthew Kunert, the manager of this Iowa team. He has 5 players on his bench. He had the first 2 guys on, and then rather than hit, he substituted now 3 of his players. So he gets them to get their mandatory play rule out.
Hey, we got to be ready. Timing. Let's go, Eric.
But with 2 on, he opted to go with the guys that are coming off the bench, and he knows his team better than I do, that's for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of strange setup for me too, but it sounds like he's just sticking to the game plan and what they've come into, and come in a situation 1st and 2nd, nobody out. And we're rolling out the big boys in the bench. It sounds like the 7th and 8th when the bullpen comes in the major leagues.
Exactly. They have another bench player, Matthew McCray Jr. He is hurt, so he's not eligible to play today. The only one who would not get in yet is Deshaun Childers. That one's called a strike, 2-2, and a chance for Steven Martinez to pick up his 4th strikeout of the inning and leave 2 men on. On the corner, he does it. So the first 2 got on, and that's where they stayed. Watson at 2nd, Stewart at 1st. Strikeout of Tharp, Schucher, and now Cade Byers as well. You take a look at Martinez getting busy on the mound. We're just getting underway, and they've gone to the 7th down at Volunteer.
Hi, my name is Jason Hanna, and my favorite baseball player is Manny Machado.
My name is Chris Cancel, and my favorite baseball player is Didi Gregorius.
Hi, my name is Lone Castellano, and my favorite baseball player is Clayton Kershaw.
Hi, my name is John Calabrese, and my favorite player is Anthony Rizzo. Hi, my name is Robert Cavalieri, and my favorite player is Gleyber Torres. Hi, my name is Chris Bedford, and my favorite player is Francisco Lindor.
Hi, my name is Gregory Bruno, and my favorite player is Robinson Cano.
Hi, my name is Frank Scherer, and my favorite baseball player is Nolan Arenado.
Hi, my name is Thomas Puglisi, and my favorite baseball player is Bryce Harper.
Hi, my name is Derek Mendez, and my favorite baseball player is Javier Baez.
Hi, my name is Steven Martinez, and my favorite baseball player is Mike Trout.
See the teams and the players, and depending on the region they're from, but Mike Trout transcends everything. He's on the list of a lot of these guys, like Fortnite. It just keeps showing up when it comes to your questionnaires. As we are back at Lamedy Stadium with David Ross, Julie Foudy. I'm Carl Ravitch. Down at Volunteer, Dave Fleming, Kyle Peterson, Sebastian Salazar. They get themselves a good game in the top of the 7th. South Korea, Puerto Rico 2-2. Here it's only 1-0. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Ball.
Chris Hensel leads things off. He's the catcher, so he caught the perfect game. What's that like?
Well, I've never caught I caught a no-hitter. I was fortunate enough, Arrieta, but I don't know. He's rocking the great position and the great number all today, number 3. Representing the catchers the right way. The coaches rave about this kid. Said he gets under the ball well as a catcher. Really a cerebral player, great game savvy. That's all the things you want to hear about from the catching position. But I know one thing. He talked a little bit about it, just how nervous he was. I felt the same way catching the no-hitter. You get to be so nervous you're going to give up a hit. This breaking ball. And you're going to be, you know, you're just going to relive that in your mind, or when you're going home laying in bed, like, why did I call that pitch, or why did I do this?
You can hear him chanting for CC. That one is down, so it's 2-2. This team from New York scored in the first inning. Their first batter, Chris Bedford, single, and then he went to third as the ball went by the center fielder, and he scored on a wild pitch. Breaking ball to short, fielded cleanly. Whoa, good arm by Maddox O'Connor. Show me some heat.
Right? That was a cannon. We'll replay this here. Just rolls over this breaking ball here. O'Connor just, hey, let me show it off. First ball I get. If it hurts, don't throw, son. Jeez Louise.
Logan Castellano, the center fielder. Another one with a great nickname. We go low, low.
Low, low. We kept saying that in the green room. Low, low hitting today. Couldn't wait for this kid to get in the box.
Try to hold up on a good breaking ball. And to your point, you got to sit on the fastball, right? You're assuming fastball every time. You're already committed. And then he snaps off a breaking ball, half the speed.
That's what was so impressive about Chris Cancel, staying on that breaking ball and hit it to short. Not only did he, you know, stay on it, but he hit it decent to short. And that's a tough breaking ball after how hard Brody Watson's throwing the baseball. Lolo's got big time speed. For those of you at home, big time. Lolo and speed just go together, don't they?
They do.
Lolo floats in the outfield.
Good cut at it, but he fouls it back. Take a look at Lolo's mom, Jody, dad, Drew. The towel wrapped around him, a little humidity in the air.
Sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
Dad's here for business.
What? Got him with a breaking ball. Fouled into the mitt of Braden Shutt. And the third strikeout for Brody Watson. Focused on fun, fitness, and fundamentals. The Little League journey starts with T-ball. Visit littleleague.org/T-ball for our free 10-week practice plan to keep the youngest Little Leaguers moving, having fun, and learning the games of baseball and softball. So Lolo retired, 2 down, and here's John Calabrese. John Boy. And if you didn't hear the story from Julie Foudy, it was his dad, John Sr., who passed away 4 years ago. His brother, Joe Calabrese, was ready to give up managing. He said, I need to do this for his brother and for his son. So Joe keeps managing. He files to get a waiver to have John on this team, John Boy. And here they are at the World Series.
That breaking ball is nasty. The speed difference for me is what's really throwing it off. It's got great break, but he's got full arm speed with that thing, and it just takes a lot off of it. Oh, hit him.
Hit him, yep.
I think the umpire said he swung on that pitch and why he was kind of keeping the ball in play.
Yeah, he is. You can see the home plate umpire saying he swung at it, and the ball got by Braden Shutt. So as a result of that,
see here, he tried to check his swing. I think he almost held up, hit him on the foot. Here's a better look. That back foot kicks off there. Shutt couldn't find it, didn't know where it went off that foot.
Frank Serra, for those of you scoring at home, if you're scoring at home, even though it hit him, they didn't review it, so it's a strikeout and a wild pitch.
Or even for you that are keeping score in the booth, because I put hit by pitch. We are not all experts like Carl.
0-2 to Frank Scherer, the left fielder, batting in the 8th spot. On the ground to short. Good hop, and we'll flip to second. I love that. And get the out. Maddox could have taken it himself, but we'll involve somebody else. And they pick up the out. Through 2, 1 zip.
I got a dead one out here.
Hey, this is Michael Conforto from the New York Mets. I just wanted to give a shout out to Staten Island Little League. Here you guys are in the Little League World Series, and I just want to wish you guys luck. Go get them, boys.
Hey guys, Todd Frazier here on behalf of the Mets. We want to wish Staten Island good luck in Williamsport. We hope for the best. Tear it up down there, and we'll see you soon, man. Put your best foot forward and do your job.
Just do your job. Once again, we will have the special Sunday night baseball game for you this week, 7 o'clock Eastern time, right here, the Little League Classic from Williamsport between the Mets and Phillies, Bowman Field once again. We'll start at 5 Eastern baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Special start time for that 5 Eastern time game at 7. Swinging bunt here, fielded by Mendez to first for the out to retire the pinch hitting Deshaun Childers. So they have used all their substitutes, and we go back to the top of the order here in the 3rd inning. Little League Museum at the top of the hill. Terrific exhibit giving the history of the Little League World Series. Shows you where you can walk. Grove to the right of the Little League Museum. Got some new unis on all these kids. Gloves, bats. You're all decked out when you get a chance to make it to Williamsport in the Little League World Series.
Hey, bring it to me, bitch.
The Grove's where it's at. That's the place to be. I went up there last year. Ping pong tables, video games, the kids hanging out. It's like their own little college campus up there. Pretty special place, man. They all come together, hang out, compete at everything they possibly can compete at. Pools up there. Whoa. There it is. Carl and I are going up there in between games, and we're going to get a little...
Just pong it?
Yeah, just get a little ping pong going.
Get our pong on. Great part is, too, you get teams from the United States staying with some international teams. They all get a chance to eat together, swim together when given the opportunity. Group from Houston, Texas. Hello. That matchup tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN2 with the NFL preseason game on ESPN. Southwest against the New England region winner, Coventry, Rhode Island. In there for a strike at 3-0 to Connor DeWong. He is the leadoff hitter for the Des Moines, Iowa team. And Connor DeWong draws a walk.
A little shaky little start there to Steve Martinez. 3rd inning, just couldn't find the plate there on DeWong.
Maddox O'Connor, the shortstop, he bats now. He had a real good at bat his first time up. He too walked. And then there was a 1-6-3 double play. Trailing 1-0, top of the 3rd. That one is high.
Hadcroft found his rhythm this inning. Got a swinging bunt from for the first out. And now has nice. CC whipping it down there, trying to pick off DeWong at first base, get that aggressive lead after the first pitch is thrown. I used to love the snap throw, Carl.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That fired me up.
You're losing it. Come on. Stay focused. Throw strikes, all right? You all right?
Yeah.
Come on. You got this, all right? Hey, a lot of work went into this, right? You got this. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Play D.
Joe Calabrese, longtime manager. Joe's dad actually managed him. That's what led him to get involved with youth sports. He coaches a football team. Many of these kids who don't play football, actually, many of them do, but some don't. And those that don't would go and work out with the football team in the off season to try to prepare themselves for what they hoped would be a run to Williamsport.
3 generations.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
See if that conversation leads to a strike. It does, but into right field it goes for a hit. The throw to second is not in time. And that arm out there in right field from Robert Cavalieri in a regional final game threw a man out at first base, which helped make sure that that perfect game was intact. So he's always looking to get somebody on a base.
Yeah, this is an absolute rocket, too. He had a chance at second base. But great swing there by Maddox O'Connor, driving that ball to right.
Blake Larson hit into that double play his first time up. He swings and misses at that one. So Martinez now has had a couple of runners to deal with in each of the first 3 innings. Good arms in the outfield. Center fielder Castellano very shallow. And the runner got in front of the baseball, which blinded Calabrese. Cavalieri throws back in. It is 1-1. The ball off the bat of Larson got to Calabrese just the same time that Maddox O'Connor crossed in front of him, and he couldn't see the baseball.
What almost was a changeup off the bat, a nice line drive. It looks like it's coming at him. He gets blocked by the base runner there. Calabrese can't see it, doesn't know what to do. Kind of a sinking liner, just nicks the glove, knocks it down enough for the runners to advance and score a run from first for the Midwest team.
What do you got to do here now?
So a pitching change for Joe Calabrese. He has gone to his shortstop, kid that threw the perfect game. He is going to Gregory Bruno. We'll see him when we come back in a 1-1 game with 2 on for Iowa. Welcome back. Regional final. Gregory Bruno was on the mound, and he was outstanding. Threw a perfect game against a very good Maryland team. He struck out 12. He stayed underneath the 85 pitch count, which allowed him to be eligible today. Remember, that game was played on a Sunday. And in that perfect game, Calabrese made 2 terrific plays at first base. One in which he dove to his right, a second in which he got a ball thrown from the right fielder. So we'll watch Bruno now deal with some trouble, as he's got runners at second and third and 1 out.
And watching Bruno in that outing, like 12 punch outs, and he didn't even have to use his repertoire, coming right at him with the fastball.
Brody Watson bats. That one is tugged. 2-0. Again, this is a team that has never trailed. 26-0 since they've been together. And that could go by the wayside if Watson's able to do something with this baseball. And he takes a big hack at it and fouls it off.
That's a nice swing right there by Brody Watson. All over that fastball. Fouled it straight back over the right field right side dugout, first base dugout.
That was a real tough play at first base for John Calabrese. Baseball and runner right in front of him at the same time. Wow, that's a late time.
Well, that's what Bruno does. He mixes up his delivery, mixes his time, very savvy in the timing of a hitter, and tries to mix his delivery up multiple times.
He goes quick, and he didn't get out of the way of that breaking ball. Really had no choice, and now all of a sudden, Staten Island team's dealing with some trouble. Bases are loaded.
Tries a slide step breaking ball there after pausing for a long time. Wants to quick pitch him with the breaking ball and just loses it outside of his hand. Just slips out of there. First breaking ball of the day for him.
Brody Watson's like, sure, I'm good.
I'm fine.
Take that.
I'll take that one.
Infield in, huge spot in this game at the top of the 3rd inning. And a situation that this team from Staten Island is not used to being in. Alex Stewart singled his first time up.
Ball.
And a little different than what we saw over the weekend on Sunday when he threw a perfect game. His location was pinpoint.
I think that's going to help him. A couple strikes, he'll find his rhythm and get into that, find that release point of where his catcher is set up. He just seems to be pulling that fastball a couple times to the first hitter and to Brody Watson and now Alex Stewart.
Chases a high one, now 1-2 at 72 miles an hour. 46 feet away, the equivalent 94 miles an hour. Breaking ball, foul tip, stays alive.
That's a nice swing to stay on, chase that high heater, the pitch before. You're going to think he's going to come back with that fastball up and just foul off that breaking pitch. It was a great job of having a two-strike approach for Alex. Alex is a big Adam Sandler fan. Who doesn't like Adam Sandler? Oh, we got
little necklace, we got to take that off. Javi Baez bling. Not happening here.
Oh. He's got all the bling. He's got the shoes, got the American flag shoes. He's rocking. Those are pretty legit. I mean, when you throw a perfect game,
yeah,
you need to rock it. I mean, look at those things.
Standard's pretty high.
Those Harper style.
Yeah.
With the green shoelaces.
Well, this is an effort to make sure that it stays 1-1 as Joe Calabrese has gone to Bruno and he throws it. Wow. Good job by Chris Cancel. That thing was destined for the backstop and perhaps a go-ahead run coming in.
There's another quick pitch. Hadn't found his rhythm yet on that quick pitch.
2-2. Alex Stewart, bases loaded. Ball. He's got nowhere to put him with a 3-2 pitch now.
Just off the outside corner. That was cheese. Carl, if this is any indication of how the Little League World Series is going to go, we got extra innings over on the field behind us, and I'm a nervous wreck right now with the bases loaded.
Crowd getting into it. 8th pitch coming. Walks him, and they have fallen behind for the first time as a Little League team. 2-1 Iowa on a bases loaded walk.
Great at bat there by Alex Stewart. Fouled off some tough pitches, took some borderline pitches against a really good pitcher, as we know, in Bruno, and the first sign of adversity for the Staten Island team.
And now you have to see how they deal with that adversity. Kobe Kunert fouls it back up here, almost. This was the part of the order in which Matthew Kunert brought in all of his substitute players in the second inning. Now they get a chance to hit, this time with the bases loaded. Fastball high. Kunert struggled at the regional. He had 9 at-bats, was unable to get a hit. And Joe Calabrese coming out here. He's going to have some words with his star pitcher, Greg Bruno.
Doing what I've been doing all year. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Everything around, you're letting it get to you.
No,
relax. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Slow down. Your heart's racing 100 miles an hour right now. Look at me. Look at me. Slow down. That's all you got to do. Slow it down, be smooth, and finish, all right? Just slow it down. You're rushing. Slow it down, all right? You got this, all right? No one better than you. Let's go.
Joe Calabrese has talked often about how much he loves this team, these players, and he really looks around the country, and he's one of those guys that does that and thinks there's no better pitcher at this level mechanically than the guy on the mound right now. A 1-1. There's a strike, 1-2. Do you agree with everything he said?
Yeah, I like it. I like slow it down. You know, you don't want him to talk back to the coach. He made him just stop talking and listen. It's key to get your mind off of things and start focusing on listening to the coach and what he's talking about. Those are the kind of the transition you want to make on that mound visit. Just get their mind off failure and get back to focusing on throwing strikes.
2-2. Good swings by Kobe Kuhnert, son of a manager.
That's one of their mantras too. Who's better than you? Nobody. Coach gets them to believe those things. He wants them to believe that on the field.
'18th pitch he's thrown, and that's a strikeout. And a good pitch and a big out for Staten Island. How do you deal with it when it doesn't exactly go your way? Coming off of a perfect game.
We see, just calm down, just like Coach told him. Slow things down, and you get in your mechanics, and you throw more strikes. Right there, up and away fastball. Kobe couldn't handle it.
Braden Shutt bats, first pitch way high.
That's when the delivery kind of breaks down. When you see the ball climbing up and ball out of hand, that's when you're rushing, and that's exactly what he was talking about. Slow things down.
Better in there for a strike. Evens it up at 1-1. Braden, a 12-year-old, 4'9", 85 pounds. We got to go down and talk to Braden after the game. He says that Yadier Molina is the GOAT at everything. I mean, is he aware that we have Papa Ross up here tonight?
I'll grab him on the side when we walk around.
Greatest of all time at everything, not only catching, but at everything. Fishing relaxes Braden Shutt. He once caught a shark deep sea fishing on a 2-1. Called strike, a high strike. And now 2-2. The Shutt piece is like, wait a minute,
like,
what's that a strike?
I'm catching. That's what I used to always say. Wait a minute, I'm catching. That's not a strike, but I'm catching.
Ball.
Same pitch.
3-2. He's still suggesting the pitch prior was a ball, even though it was called a strike.
Yeah.
I'm going to first.
I'm going to first because I know it's a ball.
Well, that's a big pitch. Iowa's got a good pitching staff. Already up 2-1. Called strike 3. Benefactor of a big strike zone, as that's called strike 3, and you understand why Braden's a little fired up. Welcome back, everyone, to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And we continue tonight on ESPN at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Australia and Mexico. It's 4:08 right now, and that game between South Korea and Puerto Rico has moved to the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th. So we hope that game starts at 5. Spain, Japan, Panama, Canada all play tomorrow. So will Idaho, Michigan, Georgia, Hawaii. And we have a game tonight, Texas, Rhode Island on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Double elimination format, and it's a very difficult road for the team that loses its first game. These guys playing Thursday, all those games scheduled Friday. You lose, you play Saturday. Winner plays on Sunday from today. And Robert Cavallari, he bats in the 9 spot.
Since they've expanded the field, no team that has lost game 1 has went on to win the World Series. So these first games are extremely important.
Breaking ball has been so good for Brody Watson, as he's ahead of Cavallari 0-2. Ball pulls a fastball 1-2.
That fastball looks so firm coming off that breaking ball. Probably going to see that breaking ball come back into play right here.
We'll go back to the top of the order, and second time through the order, you wonder how the team will deal with that breaking ball. Slow roller to second, corner over to first for the out.
Try to go up. That's what cost him last time. Throws it middle. Got a nice soft ground ball to the second baseman.
Interesting times for the team from Mid-Island Little League, the Staten Islanders. They have not trailed before in any game over the last couple of years. They're down 2-1 today to this Grandview Little League team out of Des Moines, Iowa. And now the leadoff man, Chris Bedford. First pitch misses. Part of Brody Watson's success, too, has been the fact that he has not issued a walk. Bedford led things off by hitting a single to center field that got by the center fielder Connor DeWong. He ended up on third and later scored on a wild pitch. One's poured in there for a strike, 1-1. One and two, a heavy fastball too at 73 miles an hour.
Climbing the ladder and the breaking ball off that same plane. I mean, that's textbook pitching right there.
Off speed, another one slapped to second base. Cooner chargers, and 2 up and 2 down. He's doing a terrific job of keeping these good hitters off balance.
Back-to-back soft contact to the right side of the field. Second baseman Kobe just making it look easy out there with Brody Watson absolutely dealing since that first inning.
And now Gregory Bruno bats. During the regional, his pitching was outstanding. He did not have a huge regional offensively against some very good pitching. 2 hits and 12 at bats.
Ball.
Steven Martinez on deck. He did have a very good regional. He went 10 for 12, hit .833.
Ball.
Inside 3-0, and if they could get Martinez up with a man on, he could change things in a hurry.
Yeah, that's their big hitter. 2 quick outs for Brody.
Taken all the way, taking another one?
No. No chance.
Three and 2.
Gotta let the big boys swing here.
Yep. He hits 2 in the lineup for a reason, does Gregory Bruno. His nickname is Donkey, like they had in Shrek.
I love that. The amount of laughter we had in the green room just reading over these things.
Big 3-2, breaking ball, fair ball. And he'll go to second base and stand up with a double. Gregory Bruno aboard with an extra base hit.
That might be one of the more impressive swings that I've seen so far. You've got fastball, 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 and you're not expecting the breaking ball 3-2. He stays on that breaking ball and is able to keep it fair down the left field line for a double. Great play down there by Aiden. Keep getting it off that tarp. Tough play. 2-out double here, and we got some action with Martinez at the plate.
Yeah, you get first base open. Watson's been so good. He struck out Martinez his first time up. First pitch pops straight up. He was all over a fastball, but he didn't.
Judging from the swings in the first at bat, I'm not pitching to this guy. The guy on deck's going to have to beat me.
Challenged him already with a fastball.
Ball.
Throws one in the dirt. Bruno's going to go. Throw to third into the outfield. Now he's coming in, and we are tied. A delayed steal by Gregory Bruno, and just like that, it's 2-2.
Well, that's exactly what these coaches talked about Bruno, how he's a leader, how he makes things happen. You see here, ball gets away from Shutt just a hair and not really thinking he's going to run, and he takes off. Bruno making things happen, and Shutt throws it away. E2 after the wild pitch.
Ball.
2-1. Momentum changed when Bruno was able to strike out his last batter. one is popped out of play. That strikeout of Braden Shutt on some close calls may have turned the momentum around. Otherwise, walk brings in another run, and they're trailing 3-1.
We talk about bringing your bat to the field. I don't know if that was part of it, but
breaking ball, left field and deep. At the wall, off the wall, still in play. Martinez to second, and he'll stop there. That ball was hit a mile high and traveled around 220 feet.
Talking about back-to-back great swings on the breaking ball. Here's Martinez, gets this breaking ball up in the zone and clips it. Just doesn't have enough to get it out, but hit extremely high. Great swing there. You see how long he stays through the zone and through the baseball, just out of the reach of Bennett in left field.
Mendez on the ground to third. Throw to first in time. Good play over there by Alex Stewart. But a new ball game, a little life from New York. We are midway through, and it's 2-2. We got a brand new ball game as we head to the fourth inning. Iowa and New York tied 2-2 here at Lamade down at Volunteer. The game continues. Terrific game there. South Korea and Puerto Rico. All right, take a look at Des Moines, Iowa, the city profile, the capital of Iowa with over 200,000 people. The Iowa Cubs, and again, the reason so many of these fans are big Cub guys. And you hear all the names of Bryant and Baez and Rizzo, waiting to hear from the David Ross contingent, though they all popped out of the dugout pregame and pointed up to you. Did you see that?
Yeah, they were like, look at that old guy up there. What's he doing?
Now we get a chance to see if Greg Bruno will settle down in a 2-2 game. Take advantage of what appears to be a pretty high strike zone from our home plate umpire.
Well, he said, you know what? I'm going to make something happen when I get on the bases. If I'm going to give up a run pitching, I'm going to make it happen, and he did.
Aiden Bennett, first time he's up. He bats in the 8th spot. Called strike. 1-2. And again, if you're a hitter and you see a strike zone that perhaps is a little wide, a little high, you got to make an adjustment as a hitter.
Got to make an adjustment, definitely. Got to get ready for that fastball up in the zone. Try to get on top of it a little more, get that top hand a little more active in the swing.
2-2.
Chris Cancel, the catcher, would hold that ball for a while, see if he can convince the umpire that is a strike. Got a new right fielder. My man Thomas Puglisi has gone out there. Pugs. We love Pugs. So he's out there in right field. Called strike 3. Similar call that Braden Shutt was retired on. The Little League Grow the Game Grant Initiative has distributed over $2 million at the local level. Grant funding provides local Little Leagues resources for general improvement and to expand or establish softball challenger division and urban initiative programs. For more information, visit littleleague.org/grow the game. One man down, top 4. First pitch, ball 1.
Chase Embry, one of my favorites. Favorite lines in the bio. Best cheeseburger he ever ate was from a baseball concession stand that had mozzarella on it.
Yes.
My foodie love.
I mean, concession stands are such a vital part of Little League. Like,
it's kind of, I talked about it last year, but one of my favorite things about here is you still walk around and can get a $1.50 Coke and a funnel cake and fried Oreo. Just, it's so, I don't mean to go all food on everybody, but it's just, this place is awesome.
Embry is down. Second strikeout of the inning. If you were going to bury your face in some food, it would be what? Like, if you had one choice right now, what were you going with?
I'm going with I got a little sweet tooth. We had a big lunch, so I got a little bit of a sweet tooth. I'm going with the funntle cake.
Funnel cake?
Yeah.
A lot of white powder on it?
Yeah, just get it all over
sugar on there?
Yeah, fry anything, and I'm down with that. There we go. Funnel cakes in the house. Yes.
There you go.
I'm not a big
candy, funnel cake, no.
Rossi, I'm disappointed in you actually over that one.
What do you got?
Have you not had the fried Oreos yet?
I've had them.
I mean,
Jules, you're on me.
I haven't had them yet, but I have pounded a hot dog in the 30 minutes into my Little League World Series ×2 experience.
I'm normally a nacho guy. I'm a nacho guy. I'm usually my choice, but she likes that cotton candy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Loving the cotton candy. I'm not a big fan of that.
Because it gets all over your fingers, or you just don't like the flavor?
It's like eating air, like it's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, I want to chew something for a minute.
The melt in your mouth thing doesn't work. You got to bury it in some nachos.
Yes,
Just keep chewing.
Jules, I would have gone. It was a tough debate in my head before I said that. So it was. I had it last year. Pretty impressive.
Little low. And Julie, he did say if it's fried, it's him. A lot of people.
Right, I'll give him that.
If it's free, it's me. He's like, if it's fried, it's me.
I admit I have a problem with donuts, and I am embarrassed to admit that my first fried Oreo happened last year here at the World Series.
Ooh.
And that will not be my last.
I'll share one with you before we leave this thing. That's for sure.
There you go.
I'm going to learn how to make them while I'm here. That's my goal. Life goals.
I'm meeting at your house next.
3-2 to Connor DeWong. He's gone. Good settle down inning for Gregory Bruno as he strikes out the side.
Settling into the mechanic. Strike out there. Fastball away. Strike out there. And that's 3 if you're counting it home. Bruno has locked in.
Reminder tonight, Sports Center, right after the Jets and Redskins. Kenny Mayne, John Butchergross. They'll evaluate Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's preseason debuts. Put them under the microscope. Preseason debuts, big. You can read into what Rodgers and Brady's season's going to be like on Sports Center. Reaction analysis from Sam Darnold's second preseason game. And already talk on Staten Island and every other part of New York that perhaps Darnold starts game 1. And the Duke freshman R.J. Barrett gets a lesson in social media 101. Sports Center, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN and the ESPN app. And our new Monday night football crew debuts tonight. Joe Tess, play-by-play man for that. Big baseball fan himself, and looking forward to watching them all season long. Wish them the best of luck. Not that they need it. As we go bottom 4 here. Brody Watson heading towards pitch number 60. New left fielder, our man Cade Byers, has gone into play left field. Fairly shallow. And a slow roll to third off the bat of Cancel. High throw, wow. How about Blake Larson making sure we're going to get that without a problem. Left side of the infield got some hoses.
I just was about to say that. I mean, that was an absolute can. That ball's taken off. Stays down nice and easy, moves his feet, and then nice play by the first baseman, and Larson reaching out and grabbing that, because Alex Stewart let that one eat.
Ball. Lolo back up, Logan Castellano.
Schultz didn't like that one. He set up off the plate, but thought he hit his spot. Thought he would get that.
In there for a strike, 1-1. Good start to this Little League World Series. A terrific game going on at Volunteer, 2-2. South Korea, Puerto Rico. Gone to the 9th inning of that one. Obviously, the game's supposed to go 6. They've gone to the 9th, which challenges your pitching staff and how deep they are. Of course, there are pitch count rules that apply. So they've gone to the 9th inning over there. South Korea had no hits until the 6th inning. They rally with a couple hits, score 2 runs, and it's 2-2 there. Ball. All right, Logan Castellano on a 3-1. Looks at ball 4. The base runners have been the curse here for the Grandview Little Leaguers because errors, wild pitches have allowed runs to come in and score. Food on the move, Rossi. That's not where we are, I can tell you that.
Keep on going up those steps.
Dirk.
Keep on going. Listen, there's more than
Dirk.
one in there.
Oh, my man, Dirk. Look at this. Rossi, do you want one?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
What is yes?
Where are you sitting? I'm sorry. I'm not having by the time I get around to you, buddy.
Let's see, Joe. Give us a review.
Oh. I mean, it sounds kind
kind of gross, but until you try it,
Right.
there's something really beautiful about this.
Okay, Carl, you got this. I'm on my way
I got
down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see if there's any left by the time you get to me.
I hope there's not. I really want to see this go. Calabrese, that one's into right field. Castellanos going to third. The long throw there gets by. He's going to come in and score the go-ahead run for New York. And how about John Boy, John Calabrese, delivering the go-ahead RBI in the bottom of the fourth.
Nice swing by John Boy. John Calabrese getting the head out here. Line drive to right, pulls this ball. Great base running, pushing the envelope to third base.
Keep going.
And he just keeps on going from the errant throw from Chase Embry. That's exactly what this Staten Island team needed. A little bit of energy, a little bit of excitement.
Calabrese advanced to third. Ball must have maybe hit the fence above the wall, above the padding, which allowed him to take that extra base. No RBI. They ruled it an error on the right fielder, but a single to bring in the go-ahead run. And a slow roller. Calabrese now comes home. Out is made. He scores, and now it's 4-2 New York. They certainly put pressure on a defense. That's one of their MOs.
Well, this is a perfectly placed ball here by Jason Hanna. Swing here in between, just out of the reach of Alex Stewart. Nice play by Maddox O'Connor throwing to first, and great base running by John Boy at third base. John Calabrese scoring on that play.
Here's Pugs, Thomas Puglisi, batting in the 9 spot for Robert Cavallari. I didn't know if O'Connor was going to look back Calabrese to third before he threw to first, but he committed to throw to first.
And Calabrese was in between the whole time and finally committed once Maddox O'Connor went to first.
So Mid-Island Little League out of Staten Island, New York, now on top 4-2 in the bottom of the fourth. Putting a lot of pressure on this team from Iowa, who have committed 3 errors in the game. So errors and wild pitches have really hurt them today.
Well, the aggressiveness of
There's a lot of
Staten
ball game
Island.
left here. Guys, take a look at that score. It's only 4-2. Brody, you have to keep your composure under control, brother. All right? Hey, we are. Listen. Hey, it's all right. Hey, there's nothing we can do about balls and strikes. All right, nothing we can do. But you know what we can do? We can do something about your composure out here. All right? Come on, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on, baby. Keep your composure. Come on, Brody. Here.
Great message there by the coach. Let's focus on what we can control. That's something you're going to battle your whole baseball career as long as you play this game of controlling your emotions and controlling the things you can control.
In there for a strike to Puglisi. Again, the challenge of a 11, 12, 13-year-old boy. Emotions are a big part of it, and how you handle that is going to be a big factor moving forward here over the next 11 days. We all know how much easier it is to pitch from in front than when you're down 4-2 against a really good team.
No doubt.
And a good pitcher who, since he came on, walked 1, and Gregory Bruno has since struck out the last 5 men he's faced. That's a good pitch on the inside corner to go 3-2.
What's funny, we talked about walks, and this is the first walk this inning from Brody Watson has been the one that's kind of cost him and switched the momentum.
Called strike 3. Puglisi is out, but another big inning as they put up their first crooked number of the day. They get 2 in the bottom of the fourth. Rossi, check out what's incoming.
Yep, coming in hot.
Bury those. You got a little break here to do it. 4-2.
This is the greatest show. We light it up, we won't come down, and the walls can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. This is the greatest show.
Well, Honda Game Summary should list the number of fried dough Oreos that are buried by Foudy and Ross. Ravitch, 1 each. 4-2 our game. Blake Larson 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Gregory Bruno came on in 1 2/3. He has struck out 5. He gave up a walk, and then he settled in. And we're seeing some of that perfect game stuff that we saw in the regional final. You wonder what Iowa has to answer for Bruno. All right, here's a little message that the manager, Joe Calabrese, gave to his pitcher.
You're the best arm in this tournament. Now you go on the mound, you get 3 outs and under 10 pitches. You hear me? All right, and then we'll have someone else close it out next inning. All right, let's go. Do your thing. All right, pound the zone. Let's go. Nobody hits you. Nobody's better than you. You hear me?
Ball. You know, if Joe's talking to me like that, I'm going to try to listen.
Yeah, I mean I wish big league managers aren't that precise.
In there for a strike. The whole pitch count thing is what the reference was. Martinez threw 46. The team that wins is off until Sunday. You throw between 36 and 50, you need 2 days of rest, which will come on Friday and Saturday. So Martinez would be available. On the ground is short. That's a can of corn for the shortstop, Steven Martinez.
My goodness. I mean, talking about pounding the zone, but we saw Steven Martinez on the bump, but while he's pitching, but he's got an absolute cannon from shortstop. Watch this ball. You can hang laundry on this thing. Shit. he had John Calabrese flinching over there. The thing was so hard.
Calabrese, get this out of my glove. That one's a good piece of hitting. Larson goes the other way, and he is aboard again. Had a double, now a single.
Nice swing there by Blake Larson, staying on that ball, trying to get ahead of that first fastball. Look how he's the head down behind the baseball. Nice swing, stays inside it really well, throws the hands at it. That's a nice piece of hitting right there against a really tough pitcher, and ball's coming in firm.
Chance for Brody Watson with one swing to tie this game up. He's certainly got home run power. And for New York, the goal will be to get a ground ball, maybe turn a double play with Martinez and Bedford at short and second. Watson struck out, then he got hit by a pitch, and he swings at that first one.
Nice stop by Chris Cancel right there. Great, great stop.
First game at Lomity underway here. This is where the United States bracket will be played. He quick pitched him, and now 0-2. And he's starting to find his rhythm with that one. And now Watson's really got to get ready. This was a big problem for the team from Maryland in that regional final. Slows things down. 0-2, gone. 6 strikeout for Gregory Bruno. And he may be able to do just what the coach had ordered if he can get it out here.
He is following orders, pounding the strike zone. You saw him get that chase, that first pitch breaking ball. He had come out, guns a-blazing. Guy trying to jump on that first pitch fastball.
Alex Stewart with 2 outs. Late on a fastball at 70 miles an hour. If in fact he's able to retire Stewart, he would be eligible to pitch on Sunday like Martinez.
Coach should have told him that when he brought him in the first time. This is impressive.
0-2, quick pitch on the corner, strike 3. And he comes off the mound with a whole bunch of energy, doing just what the coach had ordered. 4-2, he picks up strikeout number 7. Well, early this week, all 16 teams from across the world came together for the annual welcome dinner at the World Series here in Williamsport, thanks to Chick-fil-A. Players may not share the same culture, the language, the experiences. The dinner gave them all the opportunity to eat, enjoy each other's company, and make new friends. That's why Chick-fil-A's team dinner is more than a meal. It's an opportunity for these players and their coaches to sit across from each other, play games with each other, bond over the shared love of the game, and a lot of chicken. The event included games, activities, give the players a chance to get to know their fellow Little Leaguers before they were on the field. Chick-fil-A created the restaurant to host the dinner. Murals painted to represent each of the participating teams, home countries, and states. All right, a lot of moving parts right now. Up in the bullpen after Bruno got through that inning is Derek Mendez. He likely will come on and try to close the game out. And a new pitcher has moved onto the mound for the team from Iowa, and that is Alex Stewart. Big, tall, 5'10", 144-pounder. And he gets to deal with the top of the order, Bedford, Bruno, and then Steven Martinez. Straight over the top for a fastball in there for a strike. Our guy Brody Watson now over there at third base.
Good try there by Shutt. Knocked down that breaking ball, pulled just a little bit, first one off the bump from Stewart. But you're right, that is straight over top, nice angle. Big, tall, lanky body. So close, handing it to the catcher.
Bounces another one. And again, this Grandview Little League team lost their first game. At the regionals, they won 4 straight elimination games. So the idea that you lose and you're eliminated, that's not going to fall on any ears here that will listen. The East Siders have that can-do attitude, and they showed it. And a lot of these kids come from a part of that city in Des Moines in which they feel slighted and disrespected, sometimes ignored. And they certainly cannot be ignored with all they've accomplished this summer and what they hope to accomplish here at this Little League World Series. A team from Houston back. We'll see them later against Coventry, Rhode Island. The Oak Post Little Leaguers. Last year was a team from Texas that won the United States side out of Lufkin, Texas, with the great Bud Maddox, their manager, shuffling his way through.
I remember that. That's beautiful. Another guy you fall in love with while you're here.
No doubt. 3-2. Good pitch on the corner, and Bedford is retired. Big out with Bruno and Martinez coming up.
Good swing at a fastball before that, but you see here, Alex Stewart finds his release point there on that fastball away that's been so dominant today from both pitchers. And he steps right in, strikes out Bedford.
So the warm-up pitches have been thrown. Mendez ready to go. When they take the field, and again, Calabrese, the manager, did a good job. He's got both Martinez and Bruno in position if they hang on and win to be eligible to come back on Sunday. Bruno doubled his last time up. Off-speed pitch is a ball in the dirt.
Look out here. Bruno has probably been on watching and paying attention to what Stewart's been able to do, and he hasn't been able to get that breaking ball over yet, so I think he's sitting all over this fastball right here.
Oh, 2-0. That perfect game he threw in the regional championship was the first one of his life. He's thrown 3 no-hitters, but never had a perfect game, and claims he didn't notice that he had a perfect game until the 4th inning.
That's impressive. That's when you're locked in, you know. I think you're just going about your business too when you're playing the game, and I don't know if anybody said something to him or he just is like, wow, I hadn't had to be out of the stretch yet or something. I don't know.
Saw a shot of his dad Gregory there in the stands, who's a retired firefighter from New York, and he was on duty during that terrible day, 9/11/2001. That was in there for a strike. Good story about his dad Gregory. When he played baseball as a kid, he was nicknamed Tanner because he used to complain and argue with the umps all the time, like Tanner from the Bad News Bears. On the ground to short. Let's see, O'Connor's arm stepped into that one beautifully, and Bruno is retired.
Nice hustle out of the box there from Bruno. Great play by O'Connor at shortstop. Took a little glance at him running down the baseline and shovels his feet. Good swing here, fastball in. Takes a glance, sees him moving down the line. Knows he's got to rush it and get a nice strike over there to Blake Larson.
Bruno's got to be careful. They leap like that to the bag, you run the risk of injuring an ankle or a knee. And now, perhaps an inning late, they walk Steven Martinez intentionally. So he goes down to first base. Not the first time that he's been walked, and likely won't be the last time he gets walked here in Williamsport. So now Derek Mendez, saw him warming up. Third baseman. Soon to be the pitcher. Rifles one into right center, and Martinez is off and running, and he's going to score easily from first base. Great job of hitting by Mendez, and he tacks on the 5th run of the game with a double.
What a nice swing there by Derek Mendez. Got his juices flowing down there, warming up to come in and close this thing out. Gets his fastball out over, and you see the nice swing. But look at Martinez. Watch him. Look at these strides. 4 and 5 strides around the bases. Never broke stride. Nice and easy. Smooth running. Made that thing happen. Great swing. Nice base running. Great team effort.
Clutch piece of hitting by Big D. Derek Mendez with a double. They'll bring him off so he can rest. When he goes back onto the mound, a special pinch run, Robert Cavallari.
Oh, can we do a show? One of these games, I want to do one of the games and just do nicknames.
Nickname only?
Yeah, nickname only.
I'm in on that.
Big D. Big D with a double in the gap.
Well, Big D gives way to CC, Chris Cancel, and he looks at the ball, 2-0. So New York has scored 2 runs in the 4th. They add 1 more here in the 5th. Now lead at 5-2.
How often do you see, this is kind of warms my heart, you see the catcher run for the pitcher. That's kind of nice.
There you go, in there for a strike with 2 outs.
We're always the slow ones, you know. We never get to pinch run for anybody. Love it.
Just foul. Trying to think of who was the fastest catcher that I remember.
You know who used to? I used to steal a lot of bases that I kind of, as I was playing in the league, broke in. Russell Martin used to steal a lot of bases. It's like one of those guys that's like Paul Goldschmidt that's sneaky fast, you know.
2-2 in the dirt, swings at it. They'll have to throw down to first to get the out, and now Iowa comes up 3 outs away, hoping to rally and tie it or grab a lead.
The Little League World Series on ESPN is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, proud supporter of Little League and all youth sports, and in part by the Honda Odyssey, official vehicle of Little League since 1996.
Welcome back, everyone, to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series. It's presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Little League World Series presented by Dick's Sporting Goods continues tonight. It's scheduled for 5 Eastern time. Likely not going to start at 5, given it's 4:50 and their game is still going on. But there is a lead. South Korea over Puerto Rico by 2, 4-2. Spain, Japan, Panama, Canada tomorrow. We'll have Idaho, Michigan at 4, Georgia and Hawaii. That team from Grosse Pointe back again. They were here last year. Texas, Rhode Island tonight at 7 on ESPN2. You can certainly follow all the action on ESPN.com as well. All right, so Derek Mendez is on the mound, and Gregory Bruno, who pitched an outstanding game and really was the MVP of this one so far, moves to second. In 2 2/3, Bruno struck out 7. He allowed 1 hit, and he is eligible to pitch on Sunday.
I want to give a shout out to Frank Manichino. This is his Little League here. Staten Island group. He's a hitting coach for the Miami Marlins, ex-Major League player, played with him. This is his group. I know he's rooting them on hard. Joe Calabrese is his brother-in-law.
Really?
I found out, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so they're tight, and I know they know Frankie real well, and he's tight with these groups, so got some big league hitting instruction going on, I'm sure, in the offseason.
1-2 to Kobe Kunert. And he swings and misses for the first out of the top of the 6th.
Big D is dealing. The first out of the 6th, as you said. This guy already breaking out the off-speed pitches. Changeup. I mean, you don't see that often. The full Vulcan grip here on the changeup. Ball disappears.
Braden Schutt next up. First pitch, strike one.
I think that's my favorite pitch to call. When a guy had a good changeup, it was so much fun to catch.
Iowa needs to take some heart by the fact that they were ahead in this game, ahead of a team that has not trailed at any point over the last 2 seasons. They led this one 2-1 through the top of the 3rd inning. And again, a double elimination format, so you have to lose twice. And if that happens, you're eliminated from the championship competition, but you will be able to take on an international team. And obvious what is a tremendous experience for these kids. Mendez gets his 2nd strikeout.
Well, we know that Midwest team knows about being down. And even if they do lose this first game, like you said earlier, Carl, they know how to come back. They know how to fight. Great character group. And we talked earlier about what a great pitching staff they have. So you need that to climb out of that loser's bracket.
Ball. Ball 1 to Cade Byers. The last 4 outs made by Staten Island have all been strikeouts. That's better in there for a strike. One strike away from winning their first game here at the Little League World Series, New York. The 1-2. On the ground to second. That is Bruno. That's the game. They rally from behind as Staten Island, New York, the Mid-Island Little Leaguers. They stay unbeaten on the season. They stay unbeaten for the last 2 seasons. Final score, New York 5 at Iowa 2. Crisply played game.
That was, yeah, it was nice. Some good pitching, timely hitting, a lot of momentum shifts. Good first game, good way to kick off the Little League World Series. A lot of fun.
It's amazing. Our game wraps up, as does the game on ESPN. South Korea, a winner over Puerto Rico 4-2. We just started 2 hours after they did. 13 strikeouts for the Staten Island staff. They were outstanding. For David Ross, the Oreo-eating Julie Foudy, I'm Carl Ravitch. Australia-Mexico continues our coverage of the World Series.